All right, in problem number 8 from lesson 11 review for the final exam, it says let f of x equal 2 over x plus 2 and g of x equaling 3 over 2x minus 5. We want to find and simplify the subtraction between those two functions. So first thing I want to do is, scratch out that page number is there so we don't get confused that 459 is involved in this problem at all. All right, so we want to take 2 over x plus 2 and subtract the other function 3 over 2x minus 5. Now, these two fractions do not have the same denominator, so we absolutely need them to have the same denominator when we are subtracting those two fractions. So those denominators are not related in any sort of way, so both fractions need each other's denominators. So this x plus 2, I'm going to put that over here in this fraction. Now, the way fractions work, whenever I, multiply the denominator, which is what I'm doing, multiply the denominator by some other thing, I also need to multiply the numerator by that thing as well. So I'll be putting that x plus 2 in both of those places. On the other fraction, this 2x minus 5, it needs to be in the denominator here, and whatever I put in that denominator there, I also need to put in the numerator there. So that looks a little messy like that, but I will be rewriting it to be quite nice. So I think the color coding helps, if you can see that. So we have 2, and then in parentheses, 2x minus 5, and then in the denominator, oops, sorry, there we go. And then in the denominator, I have the x plus 2, right? Which we decided to put in red parentheses. And then I also have the 2x minus 5, just like that. And then in the other fraction, I have the 3 in the numerator, and then also the x plus 2. And then in the denominator, I have the 2x minus 5 and the x plus 2. All right, so I've given the denominators to the other fraction essentially in both the numerator and the denominator. It's a lot of denominator numerator stuff. Okay, now I don't want to go canceling that stuff because I'll be right back to where I started. What I want to do at this point is to simplify. I mean, that's what we're going for here. So I want to distribute this, and then I want to distribute this. Now notice I kind of put that that 3 and that negative sort of together. So I am on that second one, I am going to distribute a minus 3 to those. It'll really help in this problem. So, okay, so on the left, 2 times 2x gives me 4x. 2 times a minus 5 gives me a minus 10. So that's my numerator there. Just filling these in. Okay, and then on my right-hand side here, I will have negative 3. So minus 3 times x is a minus 3x. And then a minus 3 times a positive 2 gives me a minus 6 there. All right, and what goes in the middle of these two? Well, now plus actually. Because I've distributed that minus sign, it gets rid of it. Well, it moves it over to the numerator part of that fraction instead of keeping it out in the in-betweens. All right, so I have my parentheses here, the parentheses here, and then my 2x minus 5 and my x plus 2. Now what I can do is I can combine like terms in the numerator because we have to have a common denominator in order to combine these numerators. All right, so we have 4x plus a negative 3x. Well, that just gives me an x. And then we have a negative 10 or a minus 10 plus a minus 6. That gives me a minus 16 in that numerator. Now, it doesn't matter which order now that I will put the denominator in. So I will just do the red one first and then the green one second. It doesn't matter here. So x plus 2 and then 2x minus 5. Now, neither of those denominator pieces will cancel out with the x minus 16. However, sometimes in some of these problems, we get to the end here and those end up canceling as well, pieces of them. So be aware of that. In this case, it just doesn't do that, and that is okay.